when I went into the exam, I still remember I got numb during the DILR section mainly because I wasn't able to complete even one set. And I was numb that time that what I'm doing in the first 1 hour. So 2019, I scored some about 58, 60 percentile in DLR. And obviously this time CAT came with a surprise. So mine was CAT slot 3.
Okay.
So it was like a big headache since the morning because I'm a big fan of Mahabharata, as I've always been. And one thing I learned from Mahabharata, you have to be constant. You have to keep working towards your goal. I was able to complete 2 or 3 sets after the mock, but during the mock, I wasn't able to complete even one set. So what I realized what was going wrong. So one thing I would like to say is CAT isn't same for everyone. So and if like me, you are coming from a non-maths background, that it was like last time 10th you studied maths.
Hi Manav, welcome to Krakow interview series.
Hi sir.
So first of all, congratulations on scoring 98.2 percentile in CAT 2020.
Thank you so much.
So firstly, can you tell us briefly about your educational background and then when you started your whole journey to CAT?
Sure. So I completed my graduation in 2018 from Delhi University in BSc Zoology, and post that I did a diploma course in event management. So in 2019, I was working with a event management company in Mumbai, and that time I realized that I might to shift towards MBA and I want to learn about the business. So 2019 was my first attempt. 2020 was my second attempt for the CAT.
Okay.
But 2019 wasn't my like completely serious time because I was working and I wasn't having that much seriousness towards the CAT. So I was expecting some scoring 80, 85 percentile, but I
Okay.
scored like really pathetic that time. I scored something 76, and that quite hit me that it isn't going to be like a smooth journey. I have to work really hard towards the CAT preparations. And in some April 2020, I came across the CrackQ course and I looked at some classes on the YouTube of Maruti sir and Sally ma'am, and I was really impressed by it and joined the course. So in April 2020, my main serious attempt preparation for the CAT started.
Great. So in the first attempt you scored 76 percentile and you
Yeah.
went on to scoring 98 plus in your second attempt. So that's a very good improvement. So can you tell us how you improved? Like what changes did you make in your preparation to improve
Sure.
such
So
to
as I
improve?
mentioned, even my 2019 attempt, I wasn't like well prepared that time, and also I wasn't even sure how to attempt the paper.
Okay.
So 2019, when I went into the exam, I still remember I got numb during the DILR section mainly because I
Okay.
wasn't able to complete even one set, and I was numb that time that what I am doing in the first 1 hour. And that is something I realized during my preparation, that it's okay to get stuck in the sets, and you have to move forward. And that is something you will learn during your preparation course. You have to give a lot of mocks. You have to be like comfortable with different kinds of sets and all, and that's when you realize during preparation.
Great. So can you tell us the timetable you followed during your preparation?
So one thing which the timetable for thing I really like what CrackU used to do. So what CrackU did was they used to send in the morning only. There was a proper set of videos that we have to complete in a day, and there were proper sets of tests we have to complete in a day. So that quite helped me because it gave me a schedule to what I have to do in a week and what I have to revise in a week, and that kind of helped me. And also because at the time I was working with my father itself. So it gave me an like a flexibility, so I
Okay.
can work in the morning and I can come back in the evening and give my studies time.
Great. So can you tell us how many mocks did you give and how many hours you spent analyzing each mock?
So during my this year preparation, so what I started with a mock test. So I started with a CAT 2019 actual paper, and I wanted to see what went wrong during my CAT 2019 exam.
Okay.
And to my surprise, I didn't score that bad in my like mock test. So that when I realized that I have to learn how to attempt the paper, as I mentioned, and there are kind of different topics that I have to be quite comfortable with. Like in DILR, so I there was some sequencing, there was puzzles, and there in when I go to QA, there were arithmetic. So I needed to understand what were my strengths, what were my weaknesses, and what are the areas I have to play with, and I have to make it my core strength and have to apply it in the exam. So I attempted some nearly 30 mocks, and mocks isn't just you have to give the mock and it's over. For a mock, you have to take out your whole day. There's
Right.
a 3 hour mock you have to, or now let's say a 2 hour mock you have to give, and after that there's a 4 hour analysis you have to do, and the analysis is the more important part rather than just giving the mock. You
Right.
have to see what are the questions you got right, and what is the reason behind you got them right, and what are the questions you got right, and the reasons you got that wrong. And from the next mock, you have to see that aren't you're not repeating the same mistakes again. Because if you're just repeating the same mistakes again, it doesn't matter even if you give like 100 mocks. You
Right.
have to look up your mistakes and then improve it.
So since DILR was your weak section, can you tell us how you improved in that section? What was your strategy in that?
So DLR was my really pathetic section in 2019. So 2019, I scored some about 58, 60 percentile in DLR, and
Okay.
2020 was my DLR was my best section. I scored some 97.5 percentile in DLR.
Great.
So specifically for DLR, so even after the starting initial mocks, what I realized, I was able to complete the sets after the mock. Like
Okay.
even like there are six sets in a mock. I was able to complete 2 or 3 sets after the mock, but during the mock, I wasn't able to complete even one set. So what I realized, what was going wrong, I wasn't able to identify what the easy sets were. That is what I move forward and look towards, that these are the sets I'm comfortable with, and I have to give a time in the starting of the section, that I have to give like some 2 minutes or like 4 minutes to identify the easy sets, and then I have to move forward. And in DLR, one thing I like to say is, it's okay that if you waste like 4 or 5 minutes on a set and it's not going anywhere, it's okay. You have to chunk it and move forward.
Right.
If you are getting stuck there now, it will just eat up your whole section if you don't move forward. So for identifying the easy sets, first thing you have to do, you have to be familiarized with all the different kinds of sets. So
Okay.
first you have to go through all the papers and you have to see that these are the kinds of sets that usually come in the exam. Like for me, the Venn diagram was one kind of thing I was really comfortable with. And after the Saliman's lecture, I was really comfortable with 4-set Venn diagrams. So I always used to look the Venn diagram sets in the paper, and I always used to look puzzles kind of sets. So LR was my main strength. So even as CAT is moving forward, what they are doing is they are making an amalgamation of a DIL and LR kind of a thing.
Right.
So I initially used to pick up the sets which were like pure LR, and if I'm able to complete like 2 sets, then I have to move forward towards the DI kind of thing.
Great. So can you also tell us the strategy you followed, the preparation strategy you followed in VARC and Quant?
So in quant, so as I mentioned, I did my BSc, so I'd
Right.
have my maths till my 10th class only.
Okay.
So in quant, I realized that arithmetic is gonna be my core strength, and I have to play with it. So for like starting initial 2 months, I just focused on arithmetics. So I made arithmetics my that strength, that I'll be able to solve like mostly 80-90% of the questions of mathematics. And that's when I move forward from mathematics to geometry and then slowly towards algebra. So in quants, my strategy was to play with my strengths for firstly, and then move to the weaker sections. And VA wasn't, I won't say VA was something I was really had a difficulty with.
Okay.
VA was, yeah, VA helped me quite a lot in my preparation times. But
Okay.
what you have to do in VA is you have to like choose between two. At the end, always what happens in VA, there are always two options in a question. You get stuck between,
Right.
and you have to identify that how to choose the better option among those two. So my thing was, if I was on the like a 50-50 mark, I would probably skip the question. But if
Okay.
I'm having a like on a edge of like 60-70 towards 30 kind of thing, then
Okay.
I'll probably go with the option with the 70% chances, because you have to take up a risk in VA sometimes.
Right. Right. Okay. So what were some of the biggest mistakes you've done during your CAT preparation, and how did you learn from them?
So one thing which I started like really late in my CAT preparation is started reading. So I wasn't like quite well read and wasn't interested in quite reading on kind of most things
Okay.
before. So I started this quite late during my CAT preparation. So when I started it around some September, I realized I wished I would have started it so much earlier, because it would have helped me so much, not just in VRC section. Because if you're having a good habit of reading now, it will help you in all the sections, because ultimately you have to read the question, you have to understand what the point of examiner is giving you. And one thing, you have to be constant with your preparation.
Right.
There will be some bad time, there will be some low times, and you have to be constant. You
Right.
have to move forward.
Great. So can you tell us what was the most important thing that helped you improve your scores?
So one most important thing is, you have to make a schedule for your mocks and your preparation. So my schedule was up till July. So my thing was, I have to give one mock per week.
Okay.
And just from August, it went from 2 mocks per week. So you have to make your schedule, and you cannot avoid your mocks. Even if like there used to be weeks when I felt like I didn't study anything, man. I wasn't like well given up. But
Right.
you cannot skip your mocks. Mocks are the most important part of your schedule, I feel.
Right. So can you tell us how was it on CAT day? I mean, like, did it go as per your strategy? What surprises did it CAT throw? And how
Yeah,
did you
sure.
handle that?
So mine was cat slot 3.
Okay.
So it was like a big headache since the morning, because you have to wait for the continuous reviews are coming down.
Right.
Everyone
Right.
is giving up their reviews. That is a and obviously this time cat came with a surprise. They didn't give up the number of questions they were
Yeah.
going giving you. So that quite helped the slot 3 people, because it helped them to know the kind of pattern that's coming around. But I won't say it was like proper cakewalk for them, because the DLR section, especially in
Yeah.
slot 3, it was like pretty tough. And you have to be the main thing. You have to be calm in the exam. I still remember when I opened my DLR section, I was so stuck. I was like, man, what I have to do? Then I found one Venn diagram set, and I completed in some 15 minutes. And I was like, fine, I did one set and have to move forward. You have to remain your calm. It's okay.
Right.
If it's not coming to you, it's not coming to other people. You have to believe in yourself that you're prepared well.
Right. Brilliant. So finally, do you have any tips for the future CAT aspirants?
So one thing I would like to tell them, it's okay. Even if you're having some low points, if you're not scoring well in your mock, it's okay. It's a long journey. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You have to just be constant, be calm, and you are preparing well, and be patient. Be
Right.
patient. It will come to you. And on the D day, just be well settled, be well rested, and just give your best. So one thing I would like to say is CAT isn't same for everyone. So if you're coming from an engineering background or coming from a proper maths background, you have to study maths in 11, 12,
Right.
it will be more easier to you to go from the DLR point of view, from the QA point of view. And if like me, you're coming from a non-maths background, that it was like last time 10th you studied maths, it will take time, and it's okay. It can take more than just one attempt. It's fine. It can take 6 months to you, and if it's taking some 2 months for other people. Everyone has their own pace and everyone has their own journey.
Right.
And one quote that I said I was to mention was that I'm a big fan of Mahabharata, as I've always been. And one thing I learned from Mahabharata is you have to be constant. You have to keep working towards your goal.
Right.
And if you're working, it will come to you.
Great. So thank you so much, Manav. It was like great having you here today, and thank you so much for your valuable tips.
Thank you so much. I had a great time. And can you please pass my regards to Maruti sir and ma'am? They
Sure,
have
sure.
been brilliant. And I've been recommending, and I will always recommend Crack You for contributions.
Thank you. Thanks, and yeah, sure.
Thank you so much.